Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some special mods for the Jersey Jack Guns N' Roses, so stay tuned. So I got in the mail today 2 packages from Little Shop of Games, and these are mods by the Art of Pinball. A guy named Lior makes amazing stuff. I've got his mods on the Guns N' Roses now. I've got the button mod and the skull shooter rod surround, and they're just works of art. Highly impressed with his work. So let's get into these boxes and see what we've got. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification bell for future videos. I'd really appreciate it. All right, let's get into this box right here. This is the first one. Very well wrapped. I know what this is, and look at that. That is just amazing. Really cool packaging. It says The Art of Pinball by Lior. And this is the new shooter rod, the bullet shooter rod. Wow, that is amazing. Look at that. That's beautiful. I can't wait to put that on. Wow, nice job. Another thing that came in the shooter rod box is a little goodie pack here. I remember last time I got some neat things when I got the shooter rod surround, or the shooter surround, and the action button art. So let's see what this is. Okay, it's a little card from Little Shop of Games. I think there's a well, that's really cool. It's a custom bottle opener, magnetic. It's got the Guns N' Roses guns on there. Really cool looking. All right. Oh, and the spring for the shooter rod. I guess it takes a different size spring. So you get that in there. Also, if you haven't seen my video on the unboxing and installation of the shooter, of the action button surround art, and also the shooter surround, please check out the video. I'll link it right here. Okay, in the next box. I've been waiting on this thing. Well, actually, I've been waiting on both of them for a couple of months now while they were in production. Super excited to see what this is. Wow. Oh, another goodie bag. Let's get to that first. Look at that box. Jeez. Super cool. Another bottle opener, but this time it's a guitar headstock. Very similar to a Gibson Les Paul. Very cool. That is amazing looking. This has just started shipping this week. So I'm super excited to see what this is. Look at that packaging. That is just gorgeous. A hand-signed card, and dated, and signed by Lior himself. Really cool, like a little certificate of authenticity. And again, we have another business card for Little Shop of Games, who is the exclusive seller of the Art of Pinball products. And look at that. That is amazing looking. The detail is just unreal. So basically, these go in the back of the pinball machine. They kind of cover up some of the bare plastic items that are in the back. So let's get to installing this and see what it looks like. All right, so first up, we're gonna go ahead and get the playfield up, and I wanna go ahead and install the new shooter rod. Go ahead and pull the playfield up to the furthest position. So first thing we're going to want to do is remove the shooter tip. And then there's going to be a little C-clip right here. You could use like a small screwdriver and just pry it upwards. And be careful, kind of hang on to it because it will want to launch on you if you're not careful. So we'll just set that aside, pull the washer off and the spring. So now you're ready to remove the shooter rod. Put that guy in. And there is an inside washer that goes down the rod here. We'll reinstall the spring. And then your washer. And then the C-clip. And there we go. We'll put the shooter tip back on, and this thing is done. Wow, that looks really nice. That's a cool effect with the skull and the bullet and all that stuff. Feels pretty good too. Has a nice weight to it. Very cool. Let's move on to the speakers in the back of the playfield. One thing I did want to mention, if you're unsure of where all these pieces go, he does have a scannable QR code right here that you can go and gives you instructions on where each piece goes. Very handy. So the first thing we're going to install is this cover for the vertical up kicker in the back left corner. This reminds me of a Fender style amplifier. And on the inside, it just has a double-sided stick tape. And you just peel that tape right there in the back, and I believe it just sits right on the back corner. So let's get to it. We'll just do a test fit. Yeah, it just goes on real easy right there. There we go. That was super easy to do. So there's one thing I wanted to mention when installing this amp back here is there's two little nuts on either side. You want to loosen them up a little bit, and then the edge of this panel will actually tuck in and it will help hold it. So this needs to come down just a little bit so it almost touches. So I'm going to loosen these screws and tuck the sides underneath these screws and then just lightly snug them back together. Yeah, that one's done. So the next item we're going to do is the left speaker wall, which is this guy right here. So the first thing we're going to want to do is you're going to go back to your hexagon lights and we're going to remove this screw. And there's a spacer back there, so be careful not to drop it down in the machine. There's a spacer and the screw. Just set it aside for right now because we will be reusing it. And next up, we're going to take and do a test fit. So it kind of goes behind this diverter here. And we'll just kind of move these up out of the way. It hangs out about right here. We'll line it up with the edge of the screen where the wood is cut out around the screen. So I think that's going to be a good spot. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out again and take the double-sided tape off and then stick it into place. Also, all of his things are hand numbered and signed, which is really cool. That looks pretty good right there. Go ahead and stick it down. And then now you're going to take your screw and the spacer that you took off, and we're going to run it back through, put the spacer on, and then screw that back to the back area here. Yeah, that looks great. Let's make sure you're good and stuck down. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this next one is super easy. It's going to go right underneath the right spotlight. Covers up that servo. So again, it's just double-sided tape. We'll just pull that tape off and slide it on there. That's it. That one's done. Easy. Okay, for this last one, this one's going to be a little trickier. This is the last piece that needs to go. And what's going to have to happen is it's going to stick to the back of this target. So this whole plastic piece is going to need to be removed. And then on the back side, there's double-sided tape on this speaker, and that's going to stick to the back side of this target. So first thing we're going to need to do is remove this plastic. And there's two little nuts on the back side, and you've got the screws on the front. So let me see how far I can get unscrewing before I have to get pliers back there. Nope, not very far. Might be able to get a nut driver back there, actually. Nope. Looks like it's gonna have to be a pliers type situation. Okay, there might be a more elegant solution than this. And also, probably on this particular install, I would go ahead and shut the machine off, because there are your switch contacts back there. If you're not careful, you could short them out. Take the nut from behind there loose. There's your nut. I'm gonna just set it up here. We got one more to go. And a needle nose pliers, I'm not sure I'll be able to get it with these on the back side here, but I'm gonna try. Okay, there's the nut. Super tight quarters right back through here, so just take your time, go slow. Oh, well, that sucked. All the brackets just fell for the switch. Just gonna dig around and find the brackets. Oh, it fell just behind here. Okay, yeah, that's the little backstop bracket. Actually, I think it goes right here. So, what the instructions are telling me is to go ahead and put the switch back together now. Thread it through and put the nuts back on the back. Okay, the switch is there. Get these nuts started on the back. All right, there's the second one. Now I just need to get my pliers and tighten it up. So with the cover removed, I can kind of get access to one of these nuts on the back here. Okay, that's snug, and just make sure the switch is lined up with the drumsticks, the bottom edge. That looks good. I'm gonna have to use the pliers on the bottom one. I can't get any access with the nut driver. Okay, we're in. And the last step is we're gonna go ahead and peel the double-sided tape, and it's gonna stick to the back side right here. It's nice and smooth. So it'll make good adhesion. So let's just kind of test fit it. And it needs to sit kind of right above that target so it doesn't get bashed. But it will face with the little handles of the speakers to the inside of the game. And there's the wires for the switch. You could actually feed them around the backside so you don't get any interference from trying to stick that adhesive to the back of the stand-up target. Okay, I'm happy with that, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the adhesive out and stick it. Let me go ahead and pull the layer off this adhesive so I can go ahead and press it down into its final resting place. Make sure I'm lined up with the target. Looks pretty good. And that's it, we are done. All right, that's gonna end this episode today. Amazing work from the Art of Pinball. Do me a favor, if you got a Guns&Roses machine by Jersey Jack, go out and get these mods. They're amazing. They just bring the machine up to the next level. You can get them over at littleshopofgames.com. Great guys over there, great products. So until next time, I've got some big news coming up on the next video. So I have a really cool unveiling for the next video, so stay tuned and keep flipping.